guys? Tambo here with your weekly core report. Water is wet and RPS members are shipping as usual. Our NBA content has been on fire since the beginning of the season. I kicked off the week by shipping a WFBBC seat on FanDuel using a low-owned Isaiah Livers recommended on the Premium Final Countdown show.
I hope he comes off the bench because I know for a fact they love this kid. They're going to give him run no matter what. They're probably going to push him, and he's $3,100.
Our premium content comes through big time, whether it's our up-to-lock shows, heat maps, core plays, or playbook. Join us today so you can start shipping too. I wasn't the only one shipping a seat last week. Our guy Locke secured a DraftKings NBA Live Final seat as well. AP's core plays from Sunday helped a bunch of members win too. Junior hit for $3,000, while Nick Story shipped for over $15K. Steve Boynton used our core plays and playbook to make a late swap that won him $3,000 in NBA. And Punisher used the NBA heat map to ship $100,000 on DraftKings. As always, subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the like button on this video as well. Keep the good mojo going. Our NFL dominance continued into week 8 as well with some big wins. D-Hops shipped for $4K on FanDuel. EJOCam won $5K. And Dirty Deeds 30 hit for $7,500. Some of our best screenshots aren't necessarily the huge scores. Bankroll building is a big part of becoming successful, and we love to see the good ROI hits too. Cusplove illustrated this perfectly, turning $2 into $800, while Wes turned $18 into $2,500 on DraftKings, and Jalapeno turned $198 into a monster $77K. His Great Pizza brought the great mojo in Cincinnati. Congrats again to all our members. If you want to be featured in the core report, drop your winning lineup in the Members Never Win channel in our premium Discord. If you're not a member, join now. You won't find a better value with all sports included for one low price. Remember, if you're not winning with us, you're watching us win. Until next time, let's keep running pure.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
We are live. Welcome to the Prim Factory. We're talking the main slate, NFL, DFS, and betting, of course. I got 2 of my 3 normal partners in crime on this show. We got Uncle Dunkle. We got ODB from the Lagoon. And don't worry, if anyone's worried already, Mr. Big T, he's on his way. He, had to go golfing, because the life he lives, it's a lavish one, our boss, Big T. So he's on his way back from his golf trip. He'll be here shortly. But until then, don't you worry. We got it covered because Mr. Dunkle and ODB are going to pick some winners for you guys. And I'll just stand here and talk a little bit. Dunkle, how was your week? Was it 7 or 8? How was it?
Week was good. Another good, successful betting weekend in this sport, which has been interesting. I'm definitely more of a college guy. My ROI is year to year, much better in college. Believe it or not, obviously DFS, it's been better in college, but betting wise, definitely been a better NFL year for me. I don't know if maybe it hasn't been as much of a chalky year per se. I don't really know that off the top of my head, but yeah, it feels like every week's been a good week. Just kind of keeping the process same is. And moving forward, but I do rely on this show a lot consistently to kind of peak my views and change my thoughts as needed. So yeah, looking forward to it. And also, this is the biggest, by far, actually the biggest net worth show that I'm on out of all of RPS. Between JSU, ODB, and Big T, I feel like the 3 of you guys could start a cancer research fund with your net worth. I'm just kind of happy to be here as a fourth wheel. So thank you for continuing to have me on JSU, or some call you John S. And
I will interrupt you to play the part of Big T until he comes back here, which ODB, I'm going to come. This is Dunkel. Oh, NFL, it's not really my sport. I'm more a college guy. I picked some winners, though, last week in football. It was a good week, but I'm a college guy. I'm a college bettor. I mean, you are such a sandbagger. It's worse than ODB coming on here and telling us he's not a DFS player, even though he plays a lot of money, I'm sure, every single week. Probably like more than a lot of people that watch this show, but he knows nothing about DFS, right? ODB. I mean, this is what I have to come to. I have to play my role and Big T's role until he gets here. I mean, what the fuck, Big T, get here soon. I can't deal with this. I can't play two people. That's too much work, ODB.
Well, I mean, I think Dunkel probably wasn't that good at NFL, and then he started hanging with us, started listening to the goats, and boom, all of a sudden he's changing. So yeah, I think I'm going to take full credit for Dunkel's rise to prominence. And yeah, last week absolutely crushed it. I don't know if I got every pick right on the show, but I tweeted like 6 picks. I forgot to tweet Denver in the morning, but had that one and hit every game. Patriots was one of my games of the year and absolutely smashed that one, and had Cowboys and Panthers and Niners, and yeah, last week was great. So yeah, hopefully we can get this week going good. Before Big T gets here, though, how about Dunkel? How about a free preview of the college game of the year, since you're the college guy?
I like it. Dunkel would have to come off mute to give us that winner. I mean, or preview. Anything here? No,
apologies. There's often a delay when I actually load up the YouTube video. It's a public show. I'm loading the YouTube video and there was noise on. I'm sure you didn't want to hear your guys' voices regurgitating, but that's now muted. We're good. Yeah, in terms of Georgia, Tennessee, look, it's probably one of the tougher games for me on the slate. I'd love to sit here and tell you that I have a full amount of conviction and I love one side or the other. But truth be told, at the new line, it's hard to like either side. I have it actually right down the middle at current at 8.5. Granted, if you got in early, I know this popped early at like 13.5 for Tennessee. So if you got in early, great. It's a great number for Tennessee. But now, I mean, to me, in most cases, this would be a pound Georgia spot for me. But I've watched a lot of Georgia games this year. This defense is nothing near what it was last year. I'd argue their offense has improved, which maybe could lean you in a Georgia team total over, because I don't respect Tennessee's defense. But man, I mean, when Georgia this year has played offenses that can roll, they have been rolled on. And yeah, Georgia's offense can keep pace for sure. The problem is, ODB, like my stance on typical teams like TCU, like Tennessee, these teams have glass ceilings. And I don't typically, when a team like this exceeds expectations, I usually end up getting them wrong over the course of the season. But again, to me in this spot, I don't trust Georgia's defense. So maybe I'm kind of talking us all into the over for the game. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head. But as far as conviction on a side, I think 8.5 is a fair number with where it is currently.
All right. I love it. And I see ODB's tweet before I bring in our special guest who, he arrives cool and calm and collected, just sitting there silent. But before I bring him in, I just want to say ODB talked about his tweet. He's got Pats to cover, Cowboys, Panthers, Seahawks, Niners. All winners, right? All winners.
That's what we get.
Winner. At David Baker. What's the Twitter handle again? I'm sorry. I forget.
AU David B.
Auburn, baby.
David B.
Auburn.
If you want free winners, the man tweets out free winners. Just you follow him and get some free winners. Follow Uncle Dunkel too, because he's a sandbagger, but he gives out free. Tony, I had to play your role a few minutes ago and yell at Uncle Dunkel because he came in with his normal, I'm not an NFL guy. I'm more a college bettor, but I won in NFL last week, Tony. So he added that. What's going on with you?
The first time I've ever seen him talk about himself was because he was up 19 units betting one unit, because we don't do it like the other sites where they're like, oh, we got a 47-star lock of the week where you got 90 units on. We don't do it like that at Run Pure. Everything's one unit. So you can see a steady climb. He was up 19 units on the month, and he was just First time he's ever talked about it. It took a 19 unit week to get him to talk about himself.
I mean, 19 units.
I win
that's how
one
Dunkel
unit.
rolls,
I'm letting
though.
everyone in the world know. He wins
Yeah.
19 to.
He's just cool, calm, and collected, Tony. 19's nothing to the guy. I mean, he wins
he
all the
is rich.
time.
I do know that.
He's rich. I mean, what do you want from him? Gator Nation in the chat, he said, JSU's looking fit today. I will say, he said, it must have worked out. I got a good workout in today. I actually got 2 different workouts in today, so I'm feeling pretty good. You might want to ride old JSU because I'm feeling a lot better.
If you got 2 in, one of them had better been on that workbench is all I know.
One of them was not because the wife's still gone. She's not back yet. So it can't be on the workbench when the wife goes to school at friggin' 7:30 or 8 in the morning. And friggin'
last I checked, the workbench can open a little early if she's got to leave for the day.
I'm already at work before then, Tony. What do you want me to do? I'm already at
Tell her
work.
to give you a leg while she's sleeping.
I give her a leg. Hit the like button if you like giving her a leg as the first part of Anthony NIEHAUS coming into the show. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button at the bottom right-hand corner. We're trying to build this up here. As this is a free show on YouTube, hit the button for these boys. They're giving winners. They're going to give winners this whole show. That's what we do on the Print Factory. Normally, it's a subscriber-only show. We wanted to give it free, though, for the people so you can kind of see what you're missing. Hopefully, you join us at Run Pure. But if not, just hit that thumbs up, hit that like if you enjoy this content that we're pushing to you. Dunkel's laughing right now in the chat, so I got to go to you before we get to the NFL stuff. Dunkel, what's so funny?
I'm just enjoying some of the comments from our friends, Binair, K Phallic, Fran. It's nice to do an occasional free public show. You get obviously a bunch of different comments, different perspectives, and enjoying it.
This was definitely what you were laughing at. It says a lot of girth on this show. You were definitely chuckling at that.
Yeah, I mean, granted, I'm a big Fran fan, so he's obviously been a long time member of us. Binair, I think wins for right now. If I keep winning, he keeps hitting the workbench. So at least that's what his wife's telling him. So keep up the good work, Binair.
You got his wife telling him that? I mean, shit, that's impressive there, Dunkel. But we'll go on. We got to talk some football here. This show's going to go
Dunkel
2
fence
hours.
ride the tennis. As I was signing on, I heard him fence riding you're
going to
take Georgia, and then the number was pretty sharp at 8.5. But if I could get 8, then maybe I would. Was that what he was doing, or did he actually get a pick?
I did not say I'd take it at 8. I did say I missed the early boat on Tennessee.
So who are we picking? There's no fence riding on the Print Factory. Who are we picking?
If I'd have to confirm the number,
but if whatever the number, what's the number?
I don't know what the total is. I'm not betting the spread at 8.5. To me, it's a down the middle coin flip.
Okay, I'm pulling this up right now.
You better be on my polls. They're going to get the job done outright.
Is Mr. Hyatt going to be a hero again, Tony? Are we going to roll Mr. Hyatt out again?
I mean, all year long we've been pounding Tennessee. We're not stopping now.
I'm telling you exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to fade every player on Tennessee in DFS.
That's a bad idea.
And
definitely don't do that.
And Hyatt and Hooker. It's going to be like I was when I was in Vermont. Every time I look at the screen, it's somehow a 75-yard touchdown.
The part that people aren't talking about is I think Tillman's healthy. He looked pretty good last week. He was the best receiver coming in.
Tillman's a stud.
And he looked healthy last week. They didn't push him, but I think he's going to be ready to go. I wonder how much he is on the slate tomorrow.
So Dunkel, it's at 8.5, 65's the total here. You're saying
he's fence riding like usual. He's fence riding.
Would you, if you had to bet this game right now with the number being what it is, what are you doing?
First half over.
Oh God.
Douglas he refuses, Tony. He will just give you the winner. He doesn't care. He won't answer my question, nothing. I can't hold his feet to the fire. First half over. I tried.
People watching the show don't give a shit about the over in the first half. They want to know
get on him. Get on his ass.
Who wins the game? What's the score? That's all we care about. You act like we all got 47
I gave JSU as the host. I gave my perspective. Can we move on?
Yeah,
no, as the host, I would love you to answer the question. I want you to answer this question. I don't want to move on until I get an answer. I'm going to bet this game the way you tell me to right now. If you tell me right now, I'm going to go and bet this game.
He's scared of Georgia. Georgia, we don't need the points, JSU. When you go, just say, give them to the next guy in line.
Give me the plus 240. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, we don't need the points.
Plus 240.
Here's the thing. At 8.5, I think you still have to bet Tennessee.
There you go. That's a pick. That's what I'm talking about.
I love it. I'm on
now,
it.
Don't backpedal. No buts. Just say Tennessee.
The disciplined individual in me says I could have got 13.5 4 days ago.
You can just say it's like a free play. You know, it's not on the sheet. Dunkel's not putting it on the sheet. It's not an official play, but he likes Tennessee with the boys.
I mean, he just gave it out on a free show, so he likes Tennessee. We're rolling with Tennessee on this show. There's the first of
when Georgia wins by 3 touchdowns, we're blaming Dunkel.
I can't wait till Georgia wins in between 8.5 and 13.5. And you guys are like, what happened? Why Tennessee? What were you thinking?
I moved.
All right, let's get to the NFL stuff here. This show can't go 2 hours. I was already getting scolded by our producer talking about NBA shows after, which we do have on this channel. Free NBA Hardwood show at 4:45 Eastern time. Pretty much Monday through Saturday, I think we have free NBA shows on this channel. So if you're not subscribed, hit that red box at the bottom right-hand corner. Get subscribed. You'll get notified every time we go live with free shows. NBA, everything we got here. NFL shows, the whole thing. We got shows every day. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up too. Come on. We can do it here. Let's get the likes going for producer Simon, who's not even producing today, but hit it for him. All right. He loves the likes. So let's move on. We got the football talk here. Let's go to the first game, and we'll talk Bills, Jets. This line, I'm pretty sure moved. It was 12 yesterday. It's 11 now, 46 the total. This game is in New York. Dunkel, let's go to you as the resident New Yorker. What's going on here with the Jets and Bills?
So I feel like every week I talk up the Jets on this show or this segment. The issue here is I think they're completely outclassed. So no, I will not be backing the Jets in this spot, despite it being a fat number and them being at home. To me, Buffalo can win this game by as many points as they want to, but we've seen this, right? I think was it just last week where they looked like they could have blew out Green Bay if they wanted to and just decided to put the brakes on in the second half. That wasn't something I'm used to seeing with Buffalo, because Buffalo has really been a team much like the Ravens were years back, where they just pound on teams that are inferior against them. And you feel like a spot like the Packers would have been a nice spot for them to really show some girth. But regardless, 11.5 to me, relatively fair. As far as where I guess would lean, you guys are trying to get something out of me, right? I would take Buffalo first half here. The Jets have been a team much like the Giants that just don't go away. But early on, I think especially since Buffalo came out a bit sluggish in that second half, makes sense that they come out a little better spirited here early on. But definitely not near enough for me to want to put my money on it. As far as the total goes, I know it's creeped down a bit. This number is going to creep down to a part where it almost makes sense to bet the over. Again, Buffalo will get theirs in this game. If the Jets have been bad in one piece, it's definitely been defensively. I know I've been quoted on the show saying they've been decent, but I mean, you look at the advanced stuff, they've actually been really bad defensively. So either way, lean Buffalo first half, but not enough conviction either way.
All right. Tony, let's go to you here with the Bills Jets here. What are you seeing? Josh Allen and Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be Buffalo or nothing for me. I can't take the Jets versus the Bills. The Bills, I don't know if they really put their foot off the pedal in that Packers game, because Josh Allen threw 2 picks. I don't know. The score ended up that way, but it felt like they were still pushing the needle. I think they might just pound the Jets. We've kind of have thought the Jets were a little overrated all year on this show. I don't know. ODB taught me. That's the one thing. I know I say it every week, but people that haven't seen the show, like, for so many years, I would always get tricky with spots that just look too easy. ODB kind of taught me just to go with it. And I just think the Bills might be too easy. I don't know. That looks easy to me. Fantasy-wise, Josh Allen, always in play. And this week, more so than usual, just look at the quarterbacks. Let me pull it up real quick. I mean, you really don't have anyone in his area code. Like, he's projected for 30. Nothing else even remotely close. So I think you can really get in there on him. Take the high floor, the high ceiling. And you look at a lot of the other options. I mean, just look at the top, like Kyler Murray, never going to really like him. Herbert's looked terrible. Rodgers has looked rough. Burrow doesn't have Chase. I could keep going all the way down the list. It could be just let's play Josh Allen, lock in his floor, lock in his ceiling, and move on type of week. And we haven't had many of those weeks. So that's where I'm at. The good part about playing Josh Allen, you got all kinds of weapons you can use with them. Obviously, you got, what are the prices this week? We got Diggs 84, Gabe 69. Oh, Dawson Knox only 3,500. Not going to play Singletary, but Josh Allen with one or two of these guys is a great way to go, and I like Buffalo.
Yeah, can't argue with Josh Allen here. ODB, what are you seeing here from this game? You like any side in particular?
No, I don't really like this game too much, just because I'm not sure why Dunkel hates the Jets defense, but I think they're pretty good versus the pass. I don't know. I feel I like the Jets early, but I don't. Last week I loved against them. Zach Wilson really is bad, so I mean he runs the risk of just giving the ball to Josh Allen in good field position all game long. So that's kind of really my concern for the Jets. The Bills, who knows if we get a sleepy team or not, but I don't know. It's Bills or nothing for me. I don't really love the game. I was curious to hear Tony's take on Josh Allen, because I feel like a lot of people have been pushing the Josh Allen, across the industry each week as their favorite play. So I was wondering if, we know he's going to get his, but I mean, is he going to get his at 25 or is he going to get it at 40? So, yeah, I'm kind of out on this game, but it's Buffalo or nothing for me.
Well, one hidden factor, and it might not matter to a lot of people, but Bills 6-1, obviously they're the title favorites, but the Jets 5-3, it's still division game that gets a 3-game lead, big separation in the division. I think that matters at least a little bit. So that makes me like the Bills even more.
Yeah.
I mean, I like your point though about they were trying to step on the Packers. Allen just threw 2 picks. Like they were driving down there. I mean, one of them was definitely close, if I remember correctly, to the goal line. And I can't remember where the other one was exactly, but they were driving, pushing the ball. So if they obviously finish those drives, if the score is obviously a different score. They were trying to finish them off though. Like I don't think they took their foot off the gas. I just think some of those throws, they were just unfortunate. It happens sometimes to all these quarterbacks. Even the good ones great ones have bad days like that. So it happens. I agree though. It's Bills or pass, Josh Allen and DFS. I don't know on this slate how you can argue him when you got all these other quarterbacks close to him that he's just a way better play than I think. So let's move on though. Let's talk about the Dolphins and Bears. Lines at 4 here. Obviously, Dolphins are favored in Chicago. 45.5 is the total in this one. And man, we came off of last week's chalk game that just went nuclear, but it really went nuclear on one side. It was mainly the Miami side that smashed. Tua smashed, Tyreek smashed, Jalen Waddle smashed. It was wild. The one bust was Raheem Mostert, and that happens. But I will say, Tua, yeah, he smashed in DFS, but some of those throws that Tyreek Hill could have easily housed if he put it on him, and Tyreek Hill had to jump back multiple times to make unreal catches. We give the coaching staff credit for putting these guys in good position. It's definitely warranted when you watch Tua throw, because I'm sorry, but Tyreek Hill needs to get even more credit for what they're doing, because he has made some unbelievable catches.
You see the Tua quotes, dude. Get out of here, Tua. Like, oh, are we still talking about my deep ball? He said, like trying to get on the media. Come on, Tua, get out of here.
It's a horrible take. It's terrible.
Tua should actually be spending every one of his press conferences knob slobbing Tyreek and Waddle.
Yeah, he should.
Every single one of them. But again, you hate to go credit to the staff again, but it's pretty clear that McDaniel knew when he inherited this team. It's like, hey, look, Tua's good, but he probably has a bit of a glass ceiling on him. Let's add a big time playmaker around him and really open him up a bit, because you're right. It feels like almost every deep ball he throws is underthrown, and Tyreek's coming back to it, making a great play on the ball. And
I mean, Dunkel, though, it don't feel like it. We have the tape. I watched that game. Tyreek Hill in the first quarter went back for 3 different balls that were huge plays, but Tyreek Hill would have house called at least one of those if you put it on him, like easily. He had defenders beat multiple times and should have had touchdowns. Now, obviously, they scored touchdowns in the end on a lot of those drives, but credit goes to Tyreek Hill for making those plays.
The dumb part is if he would just like give all the credit to Tyreek and Waddle, he would naturally get all of the publicity anyways. Like he should just know that. He doesn't have to be
they're
a
already
cornball.
backing him, but they would love him
Russell
even
Wilson
more.
Jr. Like, come on, Russ Wilson Jr. You don't need to be a cornball.
You could tell that the dude's got some awkwardness to him. I mean, the fact that he made that comment and then after like confirmed that he made the comment, I guess, like what his remark afterwards, like you could tell he's relatively likely socially awkward. But yeah, I agree. If that praise comes back the other way, if he's just spending his time talking about his O-line, running back, helping him, the receivers consistently making up for poor throws, inevitably that'll come back to him as more praise. But such as
all right. Well, Dunkel, let's start with you here on this one and talk about this game a little bit. Did the line move here? Was it 5 yesterday? I can't even remember. I thought it was 5, but I could be wrong. Dunkel.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't have the way the line maneuvered throughout the week. I'll be honest though, like it's hard to like Miami's offense in this game. I like Miami's offense when they're playing a team that can score. Chicago, it feels like they're a bit week to week. I don't really respect Miami's defense, but Justin Fields, I guess I feel like I say this all the time. Like we refer to Lamar as running back 1. Justin Fields is running back 1. Lamar is definitely running back 2. And I'm hoping maybe this will be another game where they try to unleash him a bit, I guess, because Justin Fields looks like at times he has like tremendous talent. And then other times you're just like, what the hell's going on here? In relation to this game, this is a relatively high total for a Bears game. I'm not sure if you guys have caught a few of these Bear totals, but this is a very high total for a Bears game, which kind of, I guess, makes you think that, Miami's going to do what they want, maybe offensively. Chicago maybe get some points against this susceptible Miami defense. Definitely lean the over here in this spot. But again, for me to for this to go over, I got to trust that Justin Fields is going to produce in the red zone. And this team is just, so bad in the red zone. So yeah, nothing I love in this game. Possibly lean Miami team total over. But again, the reason why I'm not doing it is because I like Miami when they're going to be in pretty notable shootouts. This game doesn't figure to be that.
Yeah. So me personally, I love the over call in this game. I think Justin Fields, if I'm spending up down at quarterback and I'm not playing Josh Allen, I think he's actually in play at 5,300 in this game environment where I think Chicago just traded away 2 of their best defenders. I mean, Roquan Smith's gone, Robert Quinn's gone. This defense is going to struggle, I think, even more now. And you've got Miami, who we all like their offense. Like just because we're talking down Tua a little bit, we're not saying they can't move the ball. Like we clearly love their offense and them scoring points, which I think they will be able to do. And I think Chicago is slowly starting to find something here with the way they're specifically using Justin Fields. And they're also getting who I think is one of their keys, but Khalil Herbert, who I think is better than Montgomery. Like they're getting him involved. I mean, the snaps aren't, the same, obviously. It's not like they're splitting them yet, but the touches are what's telling me. The last 2 games, he's had 12 attempts rushing, 2 targets in the passing game against New England, and then 16 attempts rushing for 99 yards against Dallas. And I'm pretty sure he scored touchdowns in both those games. So it's clear to me they're trying to get him involved more. Justin Fields is using his legs. I like both sides of this game, and I'm going to be all over it for DFS. I think it's one of the best spots to target this week to Justin Fields, which is crazy to say, but I really like it, especially with those defenders out for Chicago. I think it's just points for Miami, and Chicago is going to have to push the ball and score on the other side to make it interesting. But Tony, what do you think of this game? Oh yeah.
I mean, I think Herbert is like such a much better back than Montgomery. Like just watch him. Like it's incredible what he's doing with lack of an O-line. And also, I know you guys are big Hooker fans. I mean, him and Hooker played together at Virginia Tech before he transferred. I mean, that offense when they were healthy was sex between the 2 of them.
Think of this, Dunkel. 28% of the snaps Khalil Herbert had last week. He had a 72% rush to snap share. Like that's crazy. That just tells you right there, though, they want to like optimize his opportunity on the field. So like they still want to give Montgomery the lead and play him as the most. But when Khalil Herbert is on the field, they want to get him the football. And that number is going to keep going too. I think he's going to continually start to get that bumped up a little bit from a snap perspective. And I think they want to use him as much as possible. Tony, I know you're on board with the Herbert thing. So, I mean, if you want to talk about it, you can, but talk about this game.
I'm on board, but it's annoying because both of them are going to split and they're both 6K basically. So you can't play either one of them, which is annoying. I wish we could play Herbert though, because I mean, I agree with you guys. I don't need to say it. I agree with what you guys said. Where I disagree though, I think this is a great Chicago spot. I love the Bears. I think they're able to run on them, slow the game down. I've been on Miami, I think, every week besides the Bengals week too. I love Miami. I just hate this spot for Miami. I think Chicago is way better than – I think Chicago – we talked about this maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago where I think they're kind of underrated. And JSU said it first. Actually, their line is a little underrated on both sides of the ball. Now they get Claypool in there too. That helps a little. Helps a lot. I don't know why I said a little. I mean, they had Dante Pettis as their number 2 before. So I don't know. I really like Chicago this week. I think they rise up, and I don't like the over near as much as you guys. I like the Bears and under.
Look at the rushing numbers. How can you say the O-line's played like terrible either? Like from that standpoint, at least. Maybe they struggle. Well, what do you mean? Dunkel said their O-line struggled a little bit. I think they struggle more in pass protection is the key, but I think the way they've started to use Fields has helped that because now they're rolling him out way more. They're designing runs for him to like help him. Like I think the way they're finally using him is the correct way, and it's taken them a few weeks to get there, but I do think they're slowly starting to find it with him.
Fields is going to be the chalk quarterback in cash too. Like everyone's going to play Fields at 5,300.
All right, well, there you go.
Somehow I got roped into the JSU O-line take, but that's fine.
I was giving JSU the credit for saying the O-line was good.
Well, they are good. I think they're better than what people thought. I said it weeks ago. I mean, everyone thought they were going to be one of the worst in the league. That was what everyone thought at the beginning of the year. So I don't know. I mean, they're definitely not the worst in the league. That's what I see. ODB, what do you see in this game?
I lean more Tony's way. I think traveling to Chicago this time of year from Miami, not that easy. Chicago's kind of impressed me a little bit. And I don't really like the over as much as you guys either. I just think Chicago keeps the ball on the ground, keeps the clock moving. Miami throws short passes that get tackled and keeps the clock moving. So I don't know. Mostert hurt my feelings last week. I played a lot of Mostert. Not sure what Jeff Wilson does for him this week, but if I was going to do anything for this game, I'd probably go there. I don't think Justin Fields is really going to be chalky. Everything I'm seeing is Josh Allen is just the overriding chalk quarterback. And if they're going cheaper, it's probably down to Geno, not Fields. But yeah, it's Bears or nothing for me. I don't really trust Miami on the road to be laying this many points in a
I'm going to pull a Tony
environment.
ODB. We don't worry about quarterback chalk. We say it every week, and then we talk about quarterback ownership anyways. We shouldn't even be talking about it.
No, I was just more or less just what Tony said, just that it was going to be the chalk. I
catch myself doing it. The quarterback always ends up spread. Even when I say it, I wish I didn't say it.
I know I think every show, one of us says it, and then we all catch each other saying it. And we're like, wait a second, we've said this every week. Stop worrying about quarterback.
Josh Allen is like, he's right about Josh Allen. Like he's going to be the highest for sure because he's the highest projection. But even him he won't be higher than 20. And is 20 really even chalk? Like it's just, I always catch myself doing it. Just play whatever quarterback you want.
What is chalk to you? Like if a quarterback's like 30%?
I think they would have to be above like 30 for me to be worried.
I mean, Ellinger was chalk last week, right?
God, he was so bad too.
He was above 30%. So yeah, I would say he was chalk, right?
Yeah.
I think I saw him above
That
30%.
was so rare too, though, that we got the just stone men 4K guy.
I mean,
Yeah,
in,
we don't get that.
in Ellinger's defense, he looked better than Willis. My lord.
You're right about that.
Willis.
I thought Ellinger
Oh,
looked
God.
fine, but
I mean, he wasn't there. I mean, I probably
was
oversold
fine.
him.
he was fine. I mean, he was better than Wentz.
Oh God, he was not better than Wentz.
I don't know about that. I'm not
Stop
going
it.
that far.
Just-
But we can disagree on this game. It was 2v2 on the panels. Two of these guys like the under, I think, a little bit more, and they like the Bears side a little bit. And then two of us like the over in this game and see points. So we'll see which two come out victorious next week. But we will go to the next game. Speaking of Carson Wentz, even though he's not playing, I'm pretty sure, in this game. Instead, you got Mr. Taylor Heineke coming from behind with the dub. And guess who we go to start this analysis for the Minnesota-Washington Redskins game? It's not going to be any of you. It's going to be JSU, because he was the only one on the show who picked the Redskins to win the damn game. So I'd start with myself, and I tell you right now, Minnesota wins this game by double digits. Justin Jefferson drops the hammer on the Washington Redskins defense, scores 2 touchdowns and has 150 yards. It's Justin Jefferson week, and I'm shoving all my chips in. I want to play Justin Jefferson here. He is going to smash. Tony, you moved your hat a couple times. I will start with you.
I just love it when you oversell that he's the hero. Like, Justin Jefferson is the best. So yeah,
He's also going to be under 10% on this
every
slate.
week. It's been amazing. I've played him every week, and he's always like 5% owned, and it's amazing every week.
I couldn't play him last week because I got on CMC late, so I just took my.
Yeah. This is the
it
week
was
though,
tough.
because Cousins gets a little bit of a revenge spot too against Washington. Obviously, I love Jefferson. I'm with you. I'm all in on that spot. I think Minnesota kills them too. So yeah, I'm aligned with you on this game for sure. Washington, is there any good prices on Washington? Let me see. McLaurin's still priced very affordable, but he continues to not go off. Even last week, how much did he finish with, even with that touchdown?
He had 6 for 113, which gave him like 19 points.
Yeah.
And that catch at the end was ridiculous, by the way. Like, I make jokes about Taylor Heineke. He did shit all game. Terry McLaurin won that game at the end. What a friggin' catch by that man.
I keep wanting to play him, but he just hasn't shown the same ceiling this year. I mean, like you said, it felt like he went off in that game, and he still finished it. They didn't give him that touchdown. They gave him a touchdown, right?
No, he got to the
Caught
one.
it at the 2,
I
think.
one. That's why I was
The
trying
one,
to figure out how he only got 19. It wasn't making sense in my head. I was thinking he scored, but that makes sense. So he would have had 25 or whatever with the touchdown. I mean, I don't know. I guess you could play him at 5,900, but I'm not playing anyone else in this spot. Logan Thomas is all the way down to 2,900. Can he even move anymore?
I mean, he barely – I don't even know if he played that much last game.
He played. He just didn't get targeted.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't have a catch, but he played.
Okay, yeah. No, I knew he played. I just didn't know how
these
much.
days. Anyone know? Our
6-1.
NFC Championship pick?
6-1.
Oh, 6-1.
6-1.
Just wanted to check on that each week.
We're a little live.
You're a little live. And then Tony's Falcons are what's their record, Tony?
They're also in first place.
They're also in first place. You're looking good right now mid-season. I mean, you should
Honestly, it's been I feel like I've been close in fantasy a lot too. It hasn't been incredible, but I feel like it's been a really good year so far, even though the numbers don't fully show it.
I think you've been right there a couple of times too. That one little
right there,
change
even freaking
in the
yesterday.
Game
I feel like we nailed that game on that showdown show, and obviously Tambo, Natisify, our two boys both shipped for 60K. I mean, I feel like that show yesterday was right there. I needed like one thing to happen, I would have shipped, but I'm happy to see some Run Pure people win yesterday.
I mean, we were literally all over Davis Mills. We were all over the Texans side.
We needed one more Davis Mills score, and it would have been just
Kenny Gainwell. We were all over Kenny Gainwell. I mean, he was a stud. I think we called it pretty good on that show. So was good one. Congrats to Tambo shipping again, and our boy Natis.
Tambo's had just an
Yes.
incredible run.
Yeah.
Just an incredible run from our boy Tambo. Shipping
Heater.
all over the place. He's the only one that's won more than Dunkel this year.
Yeah, NBA, NFL, PGA. I mean, Tambo shipped them all recently. It feels like it's wild. But ODB, you haven't given your take on this game. Let's get your take on this Vikings Washington game.
Yeah, I like the Vikings. I like the Vikings a lot. I think everybody's looking for reasons to fade Vikings. I mean, it's really crazy. Before the season, all I heard was, the Vikings are the darling team that could come from nowhere and contend and blah, blah, blah. People jumped on the bandwagon. We were on it first, but then people started to jump on as the season approached. Now the season's here. They're 6-1. They're not blowouts every game, but I mean, they're winning because they have a better coach. And that was the whole point that we said, that they had the talent last year to win, but their coach held them back and cost them in one-score games. This year they have a better coach. They're winning the one-score games. But yet everyone's looking to fade the Vikings all of a sudden. I mean, skill position wise, they're great. Cousins is fine. Their coaching seems to be doing a decent job. The defense is okay. It's not great, but I mean, I'm in on them. I think the Commanders suck. They should have lost that game to Sam Ehlinger and the Colts. So yeah,
you just reminded me that JSU's victory lap in that dump truck game. Oh God.
Can I victory lap a winner? I don't even know. So wait a second.
I mean, it's fine, but you're on the wrong side.
Okay, ODB, wait a second. That's fine. Have you ever bet a game where you won and you were on the wrong side? I'm sorry, but we're
Victory lap, JSU. I could see.
This is bullshit. I mean, he bet the Vikings how many times this year and how many times they should have lost.
We've got lucky a few games with the Vikings. I'll admit it. We got lucky a few.
That damn Saints game alone gave me a heart attack watching that damn thing. Well, thank God it was in London and I didn't have to watch the whole thing because I was on a show. But, oh, God, I still have nightmares about the friggin' Saints-Vikings game. I was so ready to fucking get on Tony the next time we were on the show. God damn it, Will Lutz, you can't make a field goal. All right, let's move on because there's too many memories. Dunkel, did we get your Vikings take yet? I don't think so.
No. Real quick. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Tambo's been absolutely smashing this year. Big shout out to him. And look, our friend Austin, I mean, nobody cheers more for people on RPS.
I love you calling him Austin too. That's my favorite. I'm going to start.
Who the hell is Austin?
This is what I do. I call people by their actual names. So yes, Austin, it's awesome. Good karma all around. So happy to see him.
We just made him a coordinator 2-3 weeks ago, and the dude shipped $60K immediately.
Yeah, you absolutely love it. As for JSU, congrats on your big balls call with Washington plus 1.5 points to win in going.
They were 3. Relax here. They were plus 3.
Was this the game that he said he was taking out right when it was 2? Yeah. I forgot about that.
3.
Now it's even funnier.
It was 3.
I totally forgot about that.
Find the new host. I'm out of here, bitches.
I'll take him outright.
He created some narrative that all of us were against him somehow. In this game, look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I disagree. Minnesota has, closed.
We were all aboard. You're ruining our mojo. We were all aboard the train.
Well, I haven't finished. It's only a slight disagreement.
Okay.
I think the best teaser spot of the week is Washington, primarily because I think Minnesota's incapable of winning a game by double digits. When they get a lead, it's like they sit on it, and it's very similar to the Zimmer days. The difference with this team, and ODB, and you guys mentioned it, is yes, they're able to close games out this year, which has been great. Obviously, for me as a Vikings fan, seeing them win games that I've been used to watching them lose for years, close games is great. But to me, the only way Minnesota wins this game by double digits, as JSU actually made a realistic, bold claim that they would, is if Washington just literally hands this entire game away. I think Heineke's been better for them at quarterback than Wentz has been. And I think he's been more consistent. They've been much better downfield. McLaurin, we've seen better games out of him. And we know the two of them pair well together. But yeah, so to me, favorite teaser of the week for sure is Washington. It's not a great number, but if you guys have taught me one thing, it's that, maybe I'm a bit too much into the number. 3.5 is not a great tease number. but I like the fact that they'd have to win this game more or less by double digits, taking it to 8.5, or even if you wanted to go to 9.5.
3's not a terrible teaser number, I don't think. I mean, it's only 3. If it's 3.5, I'd worry more.
Yeah, so I think you alternate tease this game. You take it to 8.5 or 9.5, whatever you want to do. Because until Minnesota proves to me they can win a game by double digits, I'm just going to keep teasing teams against them where I'm giving 3.
Finally, Dunkel, my teasers have got crushed this year. I talked them up last year. Finally, last week we went undefeated and all the teasers hit last week. So it was nice to finally have I think it was 5-0 on the sheet. I'm still down units on the year, but it was nice to have a big week. And honestly, it would have been bigger if I didn't hedge some Cincinnati, but I think it was smart to hedge Cincy just because there were so many units on the line that I think we had to hedge a little bit.
Yeah.
So I told my wife I was not going to drink multiple coffees anymore, but you guys
multiple workouts and multiple coffees in the same day
just put me over the edge. I had to listen to Dunkel as I was taking a fence ride. Oh, Tony, it's only a slight disagreement. It's not a full disagreement. It's only a slight one. Like, what do you mean, Dunkel? Slight disagreement? Get in there and tell him he's wrong. If you're going to get in there and tell him he's wrong, I mean, come on. No slight disagreements.
I'm just being as objective as possible. It is a disagreement, but it's very likely, or not very likely, but it's very possible that Tony's Vikings can win this game and my teaser can cover. So yes, there is a slight disagreement.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it, chat. Hit the like button. If you like these winners, though, I got to be like Tambo and get my own little like saying or something like that, because we're only at 74. I mean, that's hurtful. This is a free show. We're giving winners. I mean, we got friggin' ODB by the Lagoon. Just that alone, you should hit the winner just for the friggin' Lagoon on its own.
How about the fact I set my alarm to wake up to do this show?
Oh yeah, ODB.
That should be
he was
worth
up until 4:30 playing poker. The man literally was like yawning as he was coming on the show. He was like arms out, extended.
I still took a shower.
Okay. We got a shower today. There we go. We got a shower.
We need some more likes if I'm going to keep setting my alarm for this.
See, more likes or we're going to lose ODB. Don't let us lose ODB. He's the only one that's ever on my side on this show. I can't lose the one person that's on my side and takes my back during certain things, because then I'll just have to deal with these two.
And you don't want me on the show talking about I don't have conviction in 13 of the 15 games every week.
That's right. Then what do I do? I mean, I'll just have to look to Tony, and I can't just do it with him all the time. I got to look at him every other day. We do shows every day together. I mean, come on. I need other people to look at. I need the Lagoon in my background. I mean, that is a great thing to look at.
I'll admit it. Like, I do enjoy, I know we stroked this show off, but I do enjoy when all four of us are here, because it makes the show better. It's not as good when one or two of us is missing in this thing. Like the Wolf Pack in The Hangover, you got it. The Wolf Pack became 4. You got to have all 4 in there.
I'm not cutting my hand, but I agree with the sentiment of the Wolf Pack. So I'm on with it. We got
the issue was out of the Wolf Pack, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I took from that. He said, I was given the compliment, and he kind of just slapped my hand away and said he didn't want to be in my Wolf Pack.
You're going to cut your hand? We all got to cut our hand?
I mean, if that's what it takes, then that's what we'd have to do. I mean, you're the one that said you weren't doing it.
On God's green earth that if we all got together, Tony would definitely not cut his hand. There's no shot.
If you three did it and he said we're doing it, I'd be right in there with you guys.
Chat, let me tell you what would happen. So JSU would cut his hand. ODB would look at me and then go, "That's fucking dumb. I ain't doing that." And then Tony would laugh, and then Dunkel would be like, make some comment about me being an idiot and doing it, and then he'd like fake cut his hand, and there'd be fake blood coming out. Dunkel would actually think he'd have like a fake blood packet, and it would just squirt everywhere to pretend like he cut his hand. This is what would happen.
JSU said we were going to break the time record today, or he couldn't have said it today. No, he's been extra talkative today.
I'd say it.
Yeah, I feel good. I got 2 workouts in. This is my second coffee. I mean,
we're on the second coffee. We've done 3 games. We've done 3 games, two of which are boring.
The NBA show starts in 45 minutes, and we've talked about 2 games.
We got our girl Nakia in the chat. She says, "Thanks for the steak tonight. Good luck to you and the $200 300."
What about Butthole Jenkins? He's in there. He loves Big T. He'll be in the Wolf Pack.
Is he, Butto, are you even a subscriber? I want to know, are you a subscriber or are you just a YouTuber?
If he's not, I'm giving him a
this.
subscription out of respect.
Ooh, Butto, you better answer us now. That's going to go away in like, I'll give him 30 seconds to answer back. Are you a subscriber?
How's JSU putting time restraints on Big T's office?
Yeah, that's you caught that, Dunkel.
He needs to be loyal enough to answer like that. That's what I'm saying. Come on, Tony. I mean, put some restrictions on your shit. All right, you guys are getting me distracted. We got to move on. This show's going to go for literally ever. All right, we got the Panthers. Bengals, 7.5 is the line here. Bengals are favored at home. 42.5 is the total. Obviously, a few key injuries. No Jamar Chase, we all know, but 2 cornerbacks going to be out for the Bengals here. Chidobe Awuzie obviously got injured in that game last week. And then Mike Hilton, who I'm pretty sure is their starting slot guy, he is going to be out with a finger issue too. So down 2 cornerbacks against this Carolina Panthers team that, you want to talk about a team that should have won the game last week. I mean, the Panthers should have won that game. ODB, let's come to you first. What are you seeing here with Bengals Panthers?
I'm seeing that we had an 11-game slate last week, and Big T rolled out in his main lineup PJ fucking Walker and DJ Moore, and that was pretty insane.
And Terrace Marshall.
I looked at it and I was like, this guy is just literally lighting money on fire. And sure enough, he just comes through with the big game. So
Dunkel was also chirping my boy PJ. I was watching Dunkel. Don't think I wasn't watching when you were making fun of my boy PJ.
That was just like the Bo Nix though, where if you watch the show,
you did backpedal. I'll give you credit. You did.
I said with enough respect for Big T, I will now have a PJ Walker lineup. And I'll be honest, Tony, on most slates, that lineup would have been the nuts. It's just that
it was a good team. It just wasn't on that week.
Yeah, the Miami game just went.
Yeah.
Well, I played the Panthers last week too, and I like the Panthers again this week. The Bengals offensive line is just broke. I mean, that is just flat out broken. And
who's
Burrow
that number? What is it? 73, the big whitey that literally the dude went by him every single play the entire game.
I mean, it's just sad to watch Burrow just under siege every play. Carolina's defense is solid. Their D-line solid. The Bengals, no Chase and no cornerbacks. I think Carolina can keep this game close. And, I'm not calling for an outright victory, but with the spread, I'll take the points. I feel like T. Higgins got to be the nuts, though. I mean, they got to find a way to get the ball to their best player with no Chase. I don't know what his number is, but I don't know. I think T. Higgins seems like a guy that I'm going to want to have some interest in. So, yeah, I like Carolina, and I think T. Higgins probably gets peppered.
Tony, talk about your Bengals.
Talk about my Panthers more like it, because I'm with ODB. I think the Panthers could win this game outright. I pride myself on not being stubborn with my teams. The Bengals are my team, but I just see issues. I saw issues last week when we pounded the Browns against my Bengals. I mean, you cannot go from Jamar Chase to freaking a dude with the mullet. Like, you just can't do it. Like, mullet man is slower than me, and it's just embarrassing. They have no line. They have no receivers. I mean, obviously T. Higgins is good, but even T. Higgins is better with Chase in there, obviously. And if they're not going to protect him, now they got defensive guys out. I think Carolina is a little bit underrated, honestly. I'm not saying they're going to be a playoff team or anything like that, but I think their players are slightly underrated. DJ Moore is still good. Terrace Marshall, I think, still has talent. Deontay Foreman has nuked for us back-to-back weeks. I don't see any reason Carolina won't be in this game. So, and I don't think there's going to be many points either, though. I feel like it's going to be a low-scoring game. You can definitely play DJ Moore and Deontay Foreman from Carolina, though. It's not going to be a PJ Walker week. He got it done for us last week, but I like Foreman and DJ Moore. Even Terrace Marshall at 3,900, I don't think is bad, but I don't know. I'm on Carolina. I'm not on any Cincinnati guys. I'm just worried. We need Chase back. it's a rough situation out there without him.
Yeah, I like Carolina. I bet them, both ways with the 7.5 and money line. I think they're going to win personally, but Cincinnati's just got issues. They got issues on the line. They can't run the football. Now they lose their best playmaker in Chase. They lose two of their best cornerbacks. It's slowly coming apart here. And I think Carolina, like you said, I don't think they're like that good. I just think they're a little better than what people are giving them. And Tony, the guy you're talking about, Trenton Irwin, mullet man, as you said, I have a prediction. This is definitely not sneaky, though. You ready for this one, Tony?
I'm ready for whatever you're going to say about mullet man.
Hey, Fallick will have mullet man in his core this week.
Stop.
That is my prediction.
No, he won't. Even K Fallick won't play that, dude.
That is my prediction.
Did you see him talking him up or something?
Hey, Fallick will have Trenton Irwin in his core. That is my prediction.
Hey, Fallick, you're losing your coordinator tag if you play. Even we don't even pay K Fallick. He works for us for free. This is the truth. But if he puts Trenton Irwin mullet man in his core, he's losing his coordinator's tag. Even working for free, we're not going to let him do it.
I would stand by that. I agree, 100%.
He doesn't seriously like him, does he? You're messing with him.
Dunkel, yeah, you'll have to wait and find out, Tony. You'll see. Dunkel, talk about this game a little bit.
Yeah, real quick. First time we're all in agreement. I think you're crazy if you're betting the Bengals this week, especially with the spread. So yeah, I mean, I think it's just a tough situation all around. Their offense is clearly lacking continuity. And by the way, that offensive line, all those improvements they made have gone to shit because their offensive line had its issues last year, but at least they had a decent amount of continuity as a group, a lot of starts together. They kind of broke that apart, went after some bigger talent, and it's really backfired on this team's O-line. And one more thing I want to mention, that Joe Mixon is very lucky that Ezekiel Elliott's still in the league because he's turning into the next biggest pile of fat dust. Like if you just watch him play, he's absolute ass cheeks. And I don't know what happened because the dude was super talented. So I don't even know. Did he get paid? Like, did he actually make a big contract?
I think he got paid.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I'm pretty sure
a
he
little
did.
complacency in there possibly, but it's a shame because the dude was super fun to watch in college, super fun to watch his first few years in the league. Now he just looks like a guy running with a piano on his back. And again, the day Zeke leaves the league, maybe some more focus will go on Mixon because he's been terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this offensive line was going to be improved. I was definitely wrong about that. I thought that, taking some time, some of these guys, give them a few weeks, but I'll just take down on that because I definitely thought they'd be more improved. They are not. They cannot run the football at all. It's definitely a mix between Joe Mixon just maybe being not good anymore and the O-line just being terrible. But Joe Mixon, I think, is going to be extremely popular this week in DFS.
Why do people keep playing dusty ass Joe Mixon? He is so bad.
I can't wait to fade this. This is the chalk that I've been. He is terrible.
Where'd Joe Mixon go to? Did he go to Auburn? Where did he go to college?
Oklahoma.
That's what it was. With another good running back, right? Someone else.
He punched a girl in the face in McDonald's.
Wow, that wasn't McDonald's. That was a nice looking McDonald's. I thought that was a diner.
That was at McDonald's.
But he's
bad.
I think he split touches with, was it Pirine from Oklahoma?
It could have been.
Was it Pirine?
I don't know who he was. He was there with someone that was good at the time. I thought it doesn't matter.
Yeah, either way. I agree with you. He was complete ass cheeks. Give me Mangone between the tackles instead.
I hope he's like very chalky, which he will because he's 6,500. But man, he will not be in there for me. He's bad. We got another dog on the panel.
Dog season right here.
We're talking about her favorite team, the Panthers. This is Cam Newton. Cam Newton.
I forgot.
Now we definitely are betting the Panthers on this show.
I forgot all about this.
Cammy Newton.
I was on ODB's side the whole year. I just jumped off I forgot.
We're talking about the Panthers, Cammy.
You did not jump off the Panthers because of Cam Newton's on the show right now. Get out of here, Tony. We love dogs on this show. That's the worst take. You make fun of all my bad takes. This is your worst take ever. You gotta love dogs, man.
If I was gonna have a dog, I wouldn't name it after the most overrated quarterback of all time in the NFL. Like, God, he's bad.
I named her after the
mean-
Heisman Trophy winner from Auburn.
The
not
college
the
one.
NFL
I'm on board. I'm back on board with ODB.
This
As long as it was the college
this is the
version.
college Cammy Newton.
There we
I'm
go.
back
All
in.
right, the college one. He's good for. All right. Anything else on this game? I like Terrence Marshall again for DFS. He's still 3,900. They're clearly trying to get him a touchdown for whatever reason. They want this kid to get in the box. PJ Walker threw him like 3 different jump balls. Like, give it to me again. We'll get him in there at some point. So I would go right back to him, especially if you played him last week. But let's go to the Chargers and the Falcons here. Falcons at home, 3-point dogs to the Chargers here. 49.5 is the total in this one. So I think one of the higher totals on the slate, I'm pretty sure, or close to it. But I would assume there's going to be some DFS plays in this game. We definitely got some injury stuff, which I'm not 100% sure if, like, Keenan Allen, I know he didn't practice
He's
today,
not
I'm pretty
playing.
sure.
Just say he's out.
All right, we'll just go under the assumption he's out. I'm assuming Palmer and Donald Parham, who had concussions or in concussion protocol, I'm assuming they'll be back for this game. So that'll be at least something for the Chargers, who are down Mike Williams and probably Keenan Allen. But Dunkel, what are we doing here? Chargers, Falcons.
Lean this game under, primarily because of the lack of Chargers weapons. And I don't think, even if the Chargers are clicking, Atlanta can keep pace. This Atlanta team on a week-to-week basis continues to be very confusing with their lack of wanting to throw the football. I don't understand, because when they throw the football, they actually look like a decent offense, when instead of doing this like cockamamie running scheme where it's like they just do counters and sometimes reverses and different guys in the backfield. It's like a college offense ran at the NFL level. And when they throw the football, Mariota like looks good. Like, maybe it's just me. I don't understand it. And it's hard to imagine for me a game where the Chargers offense is going to be lacking big weapons, that the Chargers are going to want this game to shoot out. So I think you have two teams that aren't going to want this game to shoot out. And the Falcons run the ball a ton, which just keeps that clock churning. So yeah, lean the under, especially at 49.5. It's popped up a bit. But other than that, Falcons haven't been a team I've read well all year. And the Chargers under Staley have also been a team I have not read well since then. So easy pass spot for me overall, but yeah, strong lean under.
All right, so the chat's hooked us up. Keenan Allen, I guess, already ruled out. And Donald Parham is out. I guess he has a hamstring injury now. Off of the concussion, he now has a hamstring injury. That man cannot stay healthy. But I love the undercall, actually, because I think both teams' plans are going to be to run the football. I think that's going to be with all these pass catchers down for the Chargers, the way the Falcons, I know, want to play, because they want to keep Mariota from throwing the ball, a ton here. They're just going to run. That clock's going to keep going. I think the under is a really good call. ODB, what do you like in this game?
I wanted to like the Chargers. When I saw this line, I saw this game, I was really feeling like this is a get right spot for the Chargers. I don't really respect the Falcons very much. But man, weapons matter in the NFL these days, and they don't really have them. I mean, I don't know how many dump off passes you can have. Like, I don't know. I know Eckler's going to be like super chalk. Palmer to me seems like the chalk. I mean, he's 5,000 and he should get peppered with balls. Him and Everett, I feel like they're I feel like they're in a great spot. I want to like the Chargers. I really do, but I don't know. My gut's just telling me maybe stay away.
Yeah, I mean, Palmer, they don't have much else, so I can see it. I was going to like Parham if he played at 2,600. I would have definitely liked him because they were using him kind of splitting out as a wide receiver some when he played. But Tony, talk about this Chargers-Falcons game. Your Falcons. I'll give them the Big T Falcons.
I got good news for ODB, though, because, man, this is a free show, but I do like the people, so I don't care if I get my takes sometimes for free on these sites. My favorite spot of the season so far, Mr. Justin Herbert, baby. He is going to absolutely dice this team. 2 weeks ago, my Bengals wide open all day in the passing game. Last week, this is why I played PJ, because Atlanta's secondary is the worst in football, and no one has realized it yet. And now we get Justin Herbert in a nuke spot, unowned. And ODB said it, Palmer, Everett, DeAndre Carter, Eckler. You got people you can put them with, double stacks all around at cheap price. Well, Eckler's not cheap, but Eckler could also nuke. The receivers are cheap. The tight end's cheap. Favorite spot of the freaking year. I absolutely love Justin Herbert to nuke this slate. I was going to sandbag it and wait till Sunday, but I like the Print Factory. I like our Wolf Pack, even though JSU won't cut his hand open. I give it to all the people. Herbert is gonna freaking nuke. I don't care the weapons. Whoever's in there, I'm gonna be on. And you got a great Eckler. Like, you can always put Eckler as one of your guys. You only need one other dude. They are gonna shred him. Josh Palmer's the guy, though. I really want him. I just think they crush. Atlanta's second. I haven't looked up AJ Terrell or whatever that. I think he's gonna be out again.
He's out, I think.
Yeah, as long as he's out, if he plays, that helps him obviously a little bit. He's pretty good. They have no freaking secondary. They're going to nuke. I can't wait till Sunday. He's going to crush.
Yeah, I do think it makes sense double stacking this team, right?
Definitely double stack if you play it. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Not always all teams are double stacked. This team is definitely a double stack spot.
When you're paying like cheap tags outside of Eckler, pretty much everyone else, I think you can double stack. And if you're playing like MME, you could even triple stack with how this team and their prices are constructed. If you love him that much, you can definitely do it with all these guys at their price tags. I mean, Bandy, Carter, Palmer, they're all going to get run. So yeah, that makes sense. Anyone else have a take on this game that we didn't get? Dunkel, did I get your take? I want to make sure. Yeah, I did. ODB, did I get your take? I want to make sure.
You didn't get Dunkel's take.
Yes, I did. I remember.
What was it?
This was.
I thought he liked the under.
I said.
Oh
I
yeah.
said lean the under.
Yeah, I disregard.
Chat, they tried to get me. I
disregard total takes. I just want to know who's going to win the fucking game. That's all I care about.
I'm so glad BB loves that, so I'm just gonna spend more time talking about totals and all these.
You will too. I know you will after he says.
Let's find out about the first half rushing prop under 7.5. That's you gotta.
I love it when ODB gets on Dunkel.
You gotta have some fucking sports book that has a handle of $600 a month in bumfuck Indiana to play this under 7.5.
You usually get on JSU. You got to get on Dunkel here and there.
Yards for Bandy.
I don't.
Yeah, I love that one. I've been putting into my sim.
Not fair. Not fair. I don't talk player props on this show, but fair enough. Fair enough.
Reggie's working hard trying to get on this show. Tony's keeping him away with this.
That's why I love your backdrop. Your backdrop just shields the dog right out of the camera.
Yeah, he's working hard, but Reggie's trying to get in the. Oh, we saw him for a second. He's trying to get in to pick some winners with the boys, but we'll get you in here, Reg, one of these days. I'll get a seat and he'll sit upright, Tony, like this, and he'll just sit there the whole time while we talk. Oh, just for you. But let's go Packers and Lions next game here. Another game I think we'll have some fantasy relevance here. I know Aaron Jones will probably be popular in this spot. The Lions, some of these Lions let us down last week. DeAndre Swift was very hurtful. 3.5 point spread. Packers are favored here at 49.5 is the total. I don't know about the Packers being favored in Detroit at 3.5. Is this a trap of all traps here? Because I like Detroit. I don't even get this. So why would I go Packers here? Dunkel, I'll start with you.
Yeah. So Jared Goff's been a much better home quarterback, especially early on in games at home. Give me Jared Goff over 135 first half passing yards, minus 110 DK. LOL. In all seriousness, I did bet the Packers team total over in this spot. It's going to be another game, another type of bet that ODV doesn't like. For me, Detroit has been an absolute slot reel for points, especially at home. Their defense sucks. And the good part about Detroit is, their offense is going to be better at home. So it's not like Green Bay is going to have extra incentive to take their foot off the gas. Green Bay's been an offense that has looked like it's shown some promise a bit, at least climbing. I mean, I know that they were looking real bad for a bit there. But in this spot, it just makes a lot of sense that this offense comes around. 26.5 is the team total. Again, I could see multiple paths for how this gets there. Goff, while he's often cleaner at home, wouldn't surprise at an ill-timed turnover from this group, which they seemingly have ill-timed turnovers every week with Detroit. But needless to say, that's where I fired Green Bay team total over. Green Bay could easily lose this game, but I think if they lose this game, it's because Detroit throws up 30 on them. I think there's going to be scoring in this one.
All right. You like scoring. Tony, what are you thinking here? Do you like the pack here, or do you like the home dogs?
Yeah, I mean, the Packers, I'm just done with them. I'm done with them in Tampa. I'm going to let everyone else keep chasing them. I'm off of both of them. But, yeah, I mean, we talked about a lot of our good takes. We stroke each other a lot. And, man, one of my worst plays of the year was Swift last week. Just an absolutely horrendous play by me. I'll take the L. Even Crane on the Sunday show said basically what happened, that they weren't going to give him full workload. I didn't listen. I was wrong. That was just an absolutely horrendous play. Everybody in his price range nuked too, to make it even worse. And yeah, we had some good takes last week, but that was partly the reason. And Swift and Mostert were terrible last week, and that's why I didn't win money last week, because you can't make mistakes like that. I do think Detroit could win this game, though. I will be so tilted if Swift comes back and crushes this week, because all the talk is he might not play. He's going to get a few carries. If this bastard comes in here and goes off this week, I'm going to be so pissed. But Amon-Ra, I definitely want to come back with him at 6,600. I know he's let us down a little bit recently too, but his price point at 6,600 is just too low. So I have to play him. And the Green Bay side, I don't love it. Definitely, I mean, he just doesn't have receivers. I don't even know if Lazard, I'm sure there's news that I haven't caught up on the news today, but I don't even know if he's going to play. You can go with the running backs. I think a super sneaky play is A.J. Dillon. I don't think anyone's going to play him. And they just got to get the running game going. So I don't know, though. The Packers scare me. They're just so bad.
Yeah, I agree with you. They're very bad. ODB, finish us off here. What do we got? Lions or Packers?
Oh, we got two bad teams here, two bad defenses. Yeah, I mean, I lean Lions, but this is this probably won't be a big play for me. Aaron Jones is just somebody that I just love. Like, I mean, this dude can ball, but the Packers, like, he always seems to crush when nobody's on him, and when they think that he's going to be the guy, he doesn't. I mean, I played him last week versus the Bills, and he did well. Everybody seems to be on him this week because of Detroit, so they'll probably go back to giving him 9 carries, because that's just what they do. They don't seem to use him when they're supposed to. So I don't know. He's not really trustworthy to me as chalk. He might smash, but I don't know. I don't really love him as chalk. I would probably love Dubes. I mean, Detroit just gives up too many completions, and Dubes is still going to be the dude. I mean, Lazard actually kind of helps him, I think. Gives him another person to take the focus of the defense off. And he's still cheap. I think he's just a little over 5,000. So I'll probably look to have Dubes in my lineup. I mean, he's not a must play, but I think he's probably pretty good play in a game. I think we'll have some scoring. Yeah, that's it. I kind of lean Detroit. I mean, if for some reason Swift is ruled out, I mean, Jamal Williams is just a smash, because Detroit cannot stop the run. I mean, not Detroit. Green Bay cannot stop the run, and Jamal Williams revenge game. So yeah, I would like Jamal Williams if somehow Swift is ruled out.
The way they're talking, if Jamal Williams even gets like just the line, like decent share, if Swift is hit or miss to get some work, he probably is a decent like tournament play as is, with the way Packers can't really stop the run at 5,900. I doubt he'll be owned either, I would assume. So yeah, I don't mind that play. I also think Lazard being back just helps the Packers offense confident enough to throw the football. Like, watch last game, they literally didn't want to throw the football except for like design screens and swing passes to the running backs. It was all just run the whole time. I don't think Aaron Rodgers was comfortable throwing to most of those guys outside of maybe Dubes. I don't
But
even know
then
if he
on
was
top
that
of it,
comfortable there.
if you look at it, I mean, against Buffalo, who's got a really good defensive line, I don't think they trust, they had to do stuff that was a little quicker. I mean, the Lions have one of the worst D lines in football. So
Right, but
he
in the
should have
third
more
quarter,
time, is
down
my
double
point.
digits, you can't be doing it towards the
No,
end of the third
my
quarter.
point just is that he should have more time and be more comfortable to pass the ball.
Right. That's fair. That's fair. Christian Watson and Alan Lazard are both questionable to play, so we'll have to wait on those guys. Obviously, that might impact some other guys if they're out or in. But this game, Dunkel likes points. I think we all kind of lean the Lions side, but that's the way the show's going. Let's move to the
I lean
Raiders.
the Lions side as much as I could lean on a team that's won one game. I think I would definitely this is the example of when we wanted Dunkel to give the lean on the Tennessee. Like I lean Detroit. I don't want people to think I'm associated with that terrible Lions team though.
Yeah, I'm just not betting the Packers. I just refuse to
definitely
do it. Not away from home, 3.5 point. Like I'm just not doing it. So yeah, let's go Raiders, Jaguars here in Jacksonville. I think +2. Jaguars are the home dogs again here. 48 is the total in this one, and the Raiders just got absolutely smacked by the New Orleans Saints last week, and they are road favorites here. ODB, talk about this. What are we doing here with this game?
I mean, I've been kind of non-committal on some of the games so far. I'm going to go ahead and take a stand on this one. This is one of my favorite games of the week. I do not understand how the Raiders keep getting all this love in the market. This team is supposed to go to Jacksonville, Florida from Vegas and beat this team with what they have. Why are they getting so much respect? That you're basically telling me that this is a 5-point spread on neutral. I'm sorry, but I think Jacksonville might be better than the Raiders. I mean, they're at least even. I mean, Jacksonville continues to shoot themselves in the foot by throwing picks in the end zone when they're taking the ball in. So I don't really think. I just noticed my wife in the background on a.
Back in the lagoon.
But anyway, I think I just wanted you to get a little screen time, baby. No, so I'm all in on Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville's a better team and they're getting points and they're at home. So sign me up, unload the truck on Jacksonville. It'll be one of my top 3 plays of the week for sure.
All right. I like it. Dunkel, what are we doing here? Jacksonville versus the Raiders.
Yeah, definitely agree with ODB here for a change. LOL. This doesn't make much sense to me, this game. The Raiders are coming off a bad loss. I think the only hesitation I'd have is, ODB did touch on this as well, the Jaguars piss down their leg when they're about to score more than any team in football, it feels like. And maybe that's a Lawrence thing. Maybe that's a playmaking thing. Maybe it's a play calling thing. But, Raiders off of a really bad game, you'd figure they'd bounce back a little better offensively. But I'm interested in your guys' thoughts on this game DFS-wise, because definitely plenty of options to go. And also, what happened to Devontae Adams? Dude, maybe it's just me. Somehow he leaves Green Bay and he's worse and Aaron Rodgers is worse. Makes absolutely no sense. But yeah, agree with,
because he has a guy named Dusty Derek Carr throwing him the rock. I'll explain it to you.
It doesn't even
very different quarterbacks throwing the football.
Derek Carr has been the most overrated guy for a long time now.
But yeah, agree with on the Jacksonville take.
All right. Tony, obviously we want the DFS takes too, because I do think there'll be ownership in this game. Travis Etienne, I think, will be very popular at 6,400. I think Josh Jacobs will get ownership again at 73. Evan Ingram's cheap, 3,300. I know you liked him in Showdown. That's a really nice price tag against the Raiders. I mean, look what the Saints did to this defense. We have to think Jacksonville can put up some points, which makes some of these guys relevant. Christian Kirk is 5,500. Zay Jones looks like he could be mega chalk for a value play. What are we doing with these Jaguars?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, first of all, I'm definitely with these guys. I like Jacksonville, and this is just a classic Wong teaser game. Plus 2.5 at DK and our FanDuel right now, plus 2.5. Like, cheesing that to 8.5 is just a staple to the week for me. I love Jacksonville, but I also love these teasers where I can get the 2.5 for some protection up to 8.5. And man, I love it. That'll be a staple game for me this week because I'm with Dunkel and ODB. I love it. I hate the Raiders. I picked them to win. So I talked about the good calls. People always say I don't talk about my bad calls. I do. Raiders were a bad call. I like the Raiders coming into the year. They friggin' suck. I'm done with them. And I love Jacksonville with the boys. And the good part is DFS wise, everybody's too cheap. I mean, ETN's one of the best plays of the week. Going to be chalky, but one of the best plays of the week. Evan Ingram, one of the best tight ends of the week. Zay Jones is too cheap. The one guy I don't think I'll play is actually Christian Kirk, but it's more of a case that I just love ETN and Ingram, and Kirk just hasn't been very good. I'm looking at his numbers. He hasn't been great. I just like the other two more, and you got to take stands. So I'll be on ETN and Ingram, maybe Zay Jones, but Kirk would actually be my fourth favorite guy on the team just because of the price tags. These other guys are just too cheap. So yeah, I'm with the boys, Jacksonville. I don't like any Raiders. I'm definitely fading Jacobs. Yeah.
I agree with you on ETN and Ingram being the two best plays, I think, overall from Jacksonville. And not much Raiders love for me either. Anyone else got to take DFS wise here?
I mean, you could even play Lawrence if you wanted. I mean, there's Andy Dalton even threw the ball on this team. So
yeah.
But I mean, obviously, I think ETN is the nut play, but I mean, he's the number one value and number one predicted ownership amongst running backs, but I think rightfully so. But if you want to fade him in tournaments,
the good part is all year these guys in this spot with the chalk owners have just smashed all year.
Yeah, I was going to say this is going back from Josh Jacobs a couple weeks ago to Tony Pollard. Like everyone in this spot is
one of these
crushed.
weeks. These guys are going to bust, but I don't know when it's coming.
Well, I could definitely see if you want to make a contrarian lineup. I think Lawrence Kirk.
Yeah.
Just Lawrence Kirk, skinny, or Lawrence Kirk Jones.
No, I think you could double it easy with even like Zay.
Well, yeah,
full
but
leverage.
but you could just get full leverage off of Ingram and ETN and attack it in the same game. It's just direct leverage, and I don't think they'll be that popular. So
play freaking Devontae or something on the way back. Even
it's kind of a similar spot to the Chargers side. I think we just trust Herbert way more than Trevor Lawrence.
I trust his ceiling way more for sure.
Well, yeah, but I'm just, but at 5,200, you're not like, you know what I'm saying? I think it's just more we trust it. But when you look at the team, it's very similar pricing wise. Everyone's cheap. You're getting the quarterback. Like it's just, we just don't trust Jacksonville as much. Like Dunkel said, sometimes they shit down their legs.
Well, I mean, you could go. I mean, if you think about you have Lawrence, ETN, and Kirk. Versus Herbert, Eckler, and Palmer. I mean, it's a very similar build, and you're getting an extra couple thousand to upgrade. One of your, to upgrade a $5,000 receiver to Nuke or something like that. So that's basically your choices there. But I think that Jacksonville stack is kind of sneaky. Probably not play it for stuff that I do, but I think that I like it. Lawrence will definitely be in my consideration for quarterbacks. I think they smash this week.
I think it's definitely more an MME type play, but yeah, if you're 150ing or something like that, and you have a bunch of lineups that you can just throw out there, I don't hate the Lawrence double stacks. A couple comments in the chat. Butthole wants me to cut my hand. He says everyone's doing it. I already told you what would happen. I'm sticking to exactly my script of how it would happen. And then Gatekeeper, my guy, he said, can't spell Jesus without JSU, baby. I mean, God, he's so right. I never even thought of that. That's amazing right there. I wouldn't go that far, but I appreciate that. So thank you. If
you want to get your name brought up on the show, just compliment JSU. Just give him a little nod salab. He'll throw your name out there.
Wait a second. I just gave Butthole. I just talked about Butthole, and Butthole never compliments JSU. He always compliments Big T, and I'm fine with it. I read the comments.
Well, we know who signs the checks.
Here's a take, JSU. How about instead of enjoying or basking in the external validation that's currently happening, how about you actually move the fucking show along, because we have like 6 games left and we have 15 minutes to get through them. Keep up the good work, Jesus.
Come on, Jesus.
Don't go. You don't tell me what to do on this damn show. This is my show. I run this fucking show, okay? I go when I say we go, all right? And I stop when I say we stop. That's how this show goes, all right? If you don't like it, you can host, and I'll sit back and get skipped a couple times per show, and it'll be fine. The producers in my ear saying, hurry the fuck up. Listen, the NBA show, Hoop saying to hurry the fuck up. Now I got Hoop yelling at me. Are we kidding right now? Hoop, I run this show, not you. You wait, okay, Hoop? This is my show. Hoop's time will start when we're done with the Print Factory show. That's how this show rolls right there. You see that? I even have to put Hoop in his place, which I don't want to do because I love Hoop, but I can't handle it right now. This is my show. Tony, I'm being rushed. I don't like it.
I mean, Dunkel just talked about rushing him, and he talked for 5 minutes about why he's being rushed.
He's telling Millionaire Maker winners to shut up. Wow.
I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it.
The guy
But my
wins the
buttons
Millie
were already
Maker
pushed.
two weeks ago,
Dunkel already pushed them.
The double workout, double coffee's got him going today.
I haven't even got through my second one yet.
Can we move on to these 2 great games? Let's go.
All right. Let's go on to the great game. Indy versus New England.
Oh,
This is great.
No, I didn't know that was the next game.
Yeah, this is not a good
Good
game.
news is this should speed us up a little bit.
Yeah.
This will be the speed up game here. -6, 40.5. 40.5 is the total in this one. Oh God. All right. Quick takes here, boys. And any side we're on, Dunkel, we'll start with you.
No, nothing I love here. It'll just be easier to move along.
Tony?
I think you can put Deion Jackson and Ramondre in your player pools for sure. Nothing else, though.
Yeah, I'm probably just going to fade Ramondre because he's going to be popular. I can't play all these guys. But Jackson, I don't mind.
What about
ODB?
Ramondre when Harris is out again?
Oh, is he out? Like officially?
Not officially, but he's been missing practice and stuff. So, like,
Oh, God.
I wouldn't be shocked if he's out.
We'll revisit it when it comes. I don't know. I'll have to make my pool. ODB, what are we doing here?
I think the Colts suck, but I thought they looked pretty decent. I thought they looked okay. I thought Ellinger was fine versus the Commanders. They should have won that game. Not a strong take. Belichick versus a rookie quarterback, the range of outcomes is pretty large. He can't really stop. He's always struggled with stopping running quarterbacks. So I don't know. Slight lean towards the points in a low scoring game, but I don't love it. I think this could be anywhere from a Colts win to a getting blown out. So no conviction.
Perfect. There you go. JSU starting to sound like a rich girl in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. See, I read basking JSU takes right there from Butthole Jenkins. So I just wanted to prove you wrong on that one. And I've never seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, so I don't even get it. I don't even get the reference.
This has been a brutal show for you, JSU.
Wait, you've seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Yes, JSU. I've seen Willy Wonka. This is what
Am I alone on this take? I'm alone on this island?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Seattle versus Arizona. -2 here. 49 is the total in this one. Tony, let's get back. Round 2 of this game. This game was popular in DFS last time it came about. It definitely crumbled. I remember it because I was at your house watching it when Kyler Murray shit down his leg multiple times. What are we doing with Arizona and Seattle?
Yeah, I mean, people are going to come right back to it. High total, afternoon guys. Everyone always wants to pivot in the afternoon to stuff. 50 total. Nuke has been good since he came back. I don't think he played last time they played. Maybe he did. I don't think he played that game. But yeah, I mean, he's going to be popular. That game's going to be popular. But I don't know. I watched that game. I think Arizona sucks. I'm just not all that into this game. I like Kenneth Walker a little, but that price range is loaded. I don't know. I don't have strong conviction on that. I do like Seattle though. That as far as the side, not talking DFS, I definitely I think Seattle's just a little underrated. I do. They just have looked good, and maybe they're not even. I know we talked about it on the show. Underrated, overrated. What does that even mean? Maybe they're not underrated because people are realizing it. But either way, I like Seattle.
Seattle's the take there. ODB, what do you got in this game?
Well, I don't like disagreeing with my boy Big T, but occasionally we got to do it. So here it is. So this line was the Cardinals were 2.5, 3 weeks ago in Seattle, and now they're 2.5 in Seattle. I don't think these teams have really changed too much over the last 3 weeks to warrant a 5-point move off of what the last line was telling us. I think Arizona has looked much better since Nuke came in, and I like Nuke. I like Kyler in this spot. I like the Cardinals, and this is coming from somebody who's been on Seattle the last several weeks. So I'm not a Seattle hater at all. I actually like what Seattle's doing, and I like this team. But I think Arizona has looked better, and I think Nuke really opens up this offense. The line adjusted way too far off of Arizona and onto Seattle in this matchup. So I am all in on the Cardinals. I love Nuke. I like running it back with Lockett. I feel like DK, I think Arizona kind of matches up against the one, so pretty good. And they shut down Metcalf last time. Also, one of the biggest trends I learned early in my football betting is whenever a divisional game goes severely one way, either under or over the total, play the other side the next time they play, because the adjustments are all on that side of the ball. So this game went severely under last time, so I think it probably shoots out this time. The offenses make adjustments and the defenses run the same stuff. And so, yeah, I like Arizona, and I like this game for DFS. I love Kyler. I like Geno. I love Nuke. Yeah, that's it. That's
I mean, tough not to like Nuke with what he's been doing. I mean, the guy's been crushing first 2 weeks back. That one-handed snag was nasty. Dude's still nasty. So I like the Arizona side. I will agree with you, but speed the show up. I will talk less and move on. We got the Rams and
what about
Bucks
Dunkel?
here.
You're not even going to go to Dunkel on this one? He's shaking his head the whole time that I'm talking, and
that was my one. I get one per show. ODB, come on.
Okay,
I get
well,
one per
pass
show.
him on a game nobody cares about. Like
That's a good point. All right, Dunkel, give us your
Pats.
take.
Yeah, maybe spend less time gloating about a few YouTube comments and more time focusing on your job. Actually, believe it or not, ODB, this is my favorite bet of the week. I'm on the Cardinals here. You mentioned it best, the extracting line value, number one. Number two, Hopkins back and the line goes the opposite way this second going. It just makes no sense to me. Arizona should be a bigger favorite in this spot. Win or lose, this line makes absolutely no sense. Seattle is like...
How does it... What are you guys saying this makes no sense? Like, I'm glad we had an argument, because I wanted to argue one game with you guys. They steamrolled them, and they're a better team. Why does it not make sense? What doesn't make sense about it?
Well, first of all, I disagree on the steamroll. I think they won by 10.
They dominated that game. We watched it. We wanted to puke. That was before Hop. I give you that, but I don't understand why the line's not right. I'll just I got no problem disagreeing.
To me, Arizona outgained them. They were 1 for 5 on fourth down.
They scored 9 points.
Well, again, we could create any narrative.
They scored 9 points, Dunkel.
If you feel, and that's fine, if you feel that the line 3 weeks ago was correct, then you're now paying an even more tax this time around with Hopkins.
I'm paying a tax to the winner's circle is where I'm paying my tax.
So I agree though. Arizona's offense has looked a lot better. Obviously Seattle's offense has been good. I also agree that this game likely shoots as well, much different than the first time around. Just feels like Arizona's kind of starting to figure things out and the line's not saying such. So yeah, to me, 1.5, it's a smash spot for Arizona.
Arizona is ass cheeks. That's the statement.
You're like, there's the breakdown.
I do agree with you. I'll circle back a little bit and say I do agree with the points take. Like, we could see points, but I do disagree that Arizona is even remotely decent. They're ass cheeks.
I honestly think Arizona looks much better. I think Arizona could be a sneaky team the second half of the year.
Oh God, we've been in unison all year.
Yeah,
Oh.
but I mean, you just have sometimes you have to, you have to go off the beaten track. And
They were so bad versus Minnesota this week, and they were so bad in the Saints game. The Saints, Dalton threw 2 pick sixes. Like, why have they looked better? What have you guys seen?
Well,
Because Hopkins catches a lot of balls?
Why is them picking off 2 balls and running them back for touchdowns? Why is that not good for them? Why does that just have to be against Dalton? Maybe
that makes them look so much better because they get 2. Those were gift pick sixes too. Let's make no mistake about
whatever.
it.
How many gift pick sixes is Tua thrown that they don't return? I mean,
I'm with you on the Tua take because he throws knucklers in there too.
I mean, they caught it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good. At least
we got
the
to
defense is
disagree
catching
on
the ball.
something anyways. It's funner for the people. I will be definitely against you guys on Arizona.
All right. I'm going to have Kyler.
3 against 1 on Arizona. It'll be a nice victory lap for Tony if he can take down all 3 of us. If not, it'll be.
You were on there too? Oh, yes. I love it.
Yeah,
Get in there with them. Get in there with them.
It's 3v1 Cardinals.
Yeah, I like
side.
this is when I'm in my best. I love being 3v1.
JSU, I speak on behalf of both ODB and myself. We don't want you on this side. Go ahead and slide over.
That's even better.
You can't move me off sides, Dunkel. Okay, you couldn't even move me off this show, let alone off the side.
Don't get him going again. We're on the last game.
I will say though, the chat wanted me to leave while you were talking, and I stayed put. Just throwing that out there. Final game on the slate. As I'm getting yelled at, and we're gonna be somewhat on time after this show.
I think you've done a great job, JSU. I'm going contrarian. I think you've crushed this show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think the 300 and however many watchers might disagree with you, but I like having you on my side at least. Let's move. We got the Rams. We got the Bucks. Bucks at home -3, 42.5. 42.5 is the total. How the mighty have fallen with both these teams here. I feel like that would not have been the total come the first week or two of the season. But ODB, let's get your take on the final game, man.
I love this game. I love the Bucks. The Rams are the worst. The Rams are fucking atrocious, and their offensive line is terrible. Their weapons are terrible. Super Bowl hangover. Tom Brady gets to act revenge for basically the Rams stealing this game last year. I love the Bucks in this spot. Bucks.
Okay, Dunkel. Final game. What do we got?
Yeah. To me, I paired this with Washington. I think it's one of the best, second best teaser spot of the week. I don't trust Tampa to put their foot on any team's throat right now in their current state. So the fact that they'd have to beat the Rams by double digits here, I like it. And I agree partially with ODB that the Rams are dusty, but let's be honest. And I'm a Tampa homer. The Bucks have been real dusty too. Both teams have been. So I'll take the fact that the Bucks don't win this game by double digits along with my Vikings. So love that teaser. It's my favorite spot of the week tease wise, 2 of them together. And you get that at a cheaper price because it's really an alternate 5-point teaser. But other than that, no other takes from me in this game.
I do think the Bucks are dusty as well, but they're not as dusty as the Rams. I mean, these 2 teams are not equal, and this line is telling me that these 2 teams are equal. The Bucks. I mean, Matthew Stafford might be the only quarterback worse than Tom Brady right now, and he's significantly worse. The Rams O-line might be the only thing more disappointing than the Bengals or the Bucks, and they have good receivers. Cup's banged up, and everybody else on the Rams sucks. So don't get me wrong, I don't love the Bucks. I just love the Bucks in this spot.
All right, Tony, talk about these 2 dusty teams. I feel like you don't need that much time though. What do you got here?
They've been the 2 biggest fades for me all year, honestly. Those of you that have watched the shows, I have been so against both of these teams. So it's funny that just listening to you guys talk about it is my takes exactly, basically. Every week, I feel like I want a spot where I can just target. Like I want Tampa to play like Philly or something where I just get a good spot to fade them, and they just keep facing teams that like people are going to want to play Tampa. And this week, I think I fall somewhere in between ODB and Dunkel where I want to take the Rams, But then I just picture that offensive line. The only thing Tampa's D's still been good. And I don't know. I think this game's ugly, but I guess I'll lean Tampa just because I think the Rams are just so bad. And Cooper Kupp's hurt. They got some dude named. I mean, I laugh so hard that they're like talking about Akers being active. Like, who cares if he's active? They didn't want to play him all year. So I don't know. This game's freaking ugly. I'm glad it's an afternoon game, DFS wise too, because honestly, you can just totally ignore it DFS wise. I can, at least. I don't see. I'm sure people will still play some of these Bucks guys. I think this game is low scoring, ugly. I think Tampa probably grinds out a victory, but I definitely don't need pieces from this DFS wise.
Yeah, this is an ugly game. I don't.
Maybe Bucks
want
D
either
though.
side.
I will throw that out there. Bucks D could be a nice play against this Rams O line. I
Are they
actually
cheap?
do like that.
Are they cheap?
I mean, they're 3K. They're not. They're in the middle.
3K.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'll take it. All right. Yeah, Buck side for me too, but no strong take either way. I'll be fading this in DFS. And that concludes the show.
The Bucks
After
are
all the
still like
yelling.
11-1 to win the NFC. By the way, they're 3-5, and they've been horrendous. Like, I just do not understand. That's how bad
Saints
the NFC.
greater than Bucks. That's how bad that's how far they've fallen.
I would
Tony.
take the Saints over
greater
the
than
Bucks for sure.
Each week goes by, they get healthier
Sad.
and healthier. And by the way, Tom Brady has not been as bad as people have been saying he's been.
Oh my God.
He's been bad, but he's been.
He was like underthrowing dudes into the dirt. People act like this divorce doesn't bother him. I just don't believe it.
Oh, I'm sure it does, but I think people have been over exaggerating on how quote unquote bad he's been. I feel like he's been a mid quarterback. He just hasn't been elite. He hasn't been an MVP candidate, but he hasn't been bad. I think he's second in the league in passing.
Because
Now
he
we're-
throws
now-
it 85 times a game is why the stats are hidden.
Now we're breaking down the divorce now, JSU. Get us out.
I mean, I'm just saying, why aren't these guys getting yelled at by Hoop, by the producer?
Because
by the
we're not leading the show. You're leading the ship. It's you. You're the one that gets you get the credit, you get the criticism, it all
So
goes
wait
your
a
way.
second. No matter what, I lose.
That's
This
what
show
happens
is
when
just-
you're a coach.
This show has just been
Steve
a
Nash had
shamble.
to get fired for that disaster in Brooklyn. I mean, it's what happens.
Listen, I've been a coach all my grown-up life in many different aspects. This is the biggest bullshit I've ever heard in my life. And on that, we're getting out of here. Good luck to everyone this week. I hope you
Peace.
crush. If you're not a Run Pure Sports subscriber, get in now. Join the movement. Hit that subscribe box at the bottom right hand. Hit the like button on your way out. For me, JSU, ODB, Uncle Dunkle, and Mr. Big T. We'll see you guys next time. Helmet, wrap us up.